Thank you for watching
Mhm.
PTV. I am your host, Ethan, here with my special guest, Miss Auroracle. Thank you for
Hi,
joining us.
no problem.
How are you doing
hmm
today?
I'm doing wonderful.
Excellent, excellent.
Mhm.
So, first things first, can you tell us a bit about yourself, what you do, what you're known for, what we should be on the lookout for?
So, so I make and sell jewelry and accessories, as well as body scrubs, and I'm a dancer. I also do poetry. I'm always on the poetry art scene,
Facts.
and I'm always dancing. You'll see me dancing around town, usually at like the arts market and all the art events. And I do sensual dance healing sessions for women as well. I do want to get more. You'll see me more in the community. I just feel like community is the most important thing. So that's what I want to kind of focus on and just building that. And I'm always on the art scene. That's kind of like all I care about really is like art and creation and connection.
I
Yeah.
like that. So, yeah,
hmm
I definitely know you from the poetry scene, seen you various places around town, Jazzies, Rain Dogs. Come off like you might be kind of humble, so I'm gonna brag for you. She's an excellent poet. So I did notice though that you mentioned a few other things that I've seen you do and I did have some questions about. So first things first, you mentioned your jewelry business. So you made the things you're wearing, am I correct?
Yes. Everything I'm wearing, I made.
Okay.
So yeah.
Okay, yeah. So black owned business right here in the Ville. If you have an IG page for it or a website that you want to plug, by all means, let people know what.
So I don't have a website yet. Honestly, I don't know if I'll maybe one day. But right now, all I have is my Instagram, which is Auroracle Gems, AURORACLEGEMZ.
Okay, cool. Excellent. So y'all take a second, plug that into your search bar, go shop. So I really like the pieces that you have on. Where do you get your materials? Like, what's your process?
So for like, I mostly just go to Michael's. It's like my favorite store. Sometimes I'll go to like believe it or not, I'll go to like Dollar Tree.
Okay.
That's where I get like my flowers from to make like my flower skirts.
Seeing those in your performances when you dance.
Yeah, it takes a lot of time, but I just kind of take nothing and make it into something. Like it doesn't have to be expensive material,
hmm
just good quality.
Yeah.
And I just make it something great.
Okay.
So yeah,
Resourceful. Yeah.
yeah,
That's what's
definitely.
up.
Mhm.
Okay. So a couple of other things that you mentioned. You also said that you dance. What style of dance do you do? Because I've seen you, like I said, I've seen you at like the Arts Market, I believe. I've definitely seen you at Jazzies. I know you have your flags with you sometimes.
Oh
Sometimes
yeah,
you
my
don't.
silk fans.
Yes. Okay. So explain a bit about that. Like, what is that style of
um,
dance?
so I do a lot of different types of dances. I just call it intuitive dancing because I personally take from all different cultures. Like I love Indian style dance. And like the mudras, you see me incorporating that
Mm.
into my dance. That just comes to me naturally. And I'll take like belly dancing, whining, and Tahiti dancing, and I kind of just mix it all together. And then I add my own touch to it, and I
Mm.
just let the beat to kind of guide me, and I just kind of get lost in it. So that's why I just call it intuitive dancing.
I
So
like that. It sounds
yeah,
like you basically in the flow state.
yeah, definitely. And I actually just met these people. They're called the Flomies.
hmm
They added me to the group, and they actually every Tuesday night under the bridge in Riverside they have a burner thing.
I
And
seen
now
that
I'm
on your
getting good.
story.
Yes, now I'm practicing with the fire, which is pretty dope. But I'm just trying to practice with the props without the fire first.
Mm.
Like the dragon staff, I fell in love with it.
Okay.
So I really want to get good at the dragon staff, the fire fans, the poi. There's just so many different types. The hoops. And one of my favorite ones, you'll see it on my page, is the fire sword. That's like the one that just speaks to me the most.
Mm.
And of course, I do my silk fans, and I'm good with the sword. So
Okay.
I want to practice more with that. And eventually, I want to get into pole dancing.
Okay.
So yeah, all the flows.
This is so cool. I love when people have multiple interests and it's not just, like a one-dimensional thing. Because a
Yeah.
lot of times when we do only have one thing, it can tend to kind of get like into a rut or. So
Yeah.
it's just good to have those other outlets that you can just explore and kind of just stretch out. I like that. Okay, so what would you say is your favorite thing out of all of the things that you do?
I love, honestly, I put my whole heart into everything I do. It's just like a place that I go when I'm doing something I love, no matter what it is. It's just like a place that I go. I call it 0 point. So where I'm just in tune with my soul. And so it's kind of like I can't really pick. I mean, I honestly, okay, I can't actually. Dancing becomes before anything for me.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Dancing is your favorite. So how long have you been dancing?
I like to say since I was in the womb, because it's true. I don't know. I just always been dancing. I just remember being. I was like 6 years old. My earliest memory, I was always dancing everywhere we went. I just was just carefree, and so now I'm at 25. The past few years, I'm just now tapping back into that inner child. So like, I'm just dancing everywhere I go, and it's very poetic because life itself is a dance.
It is.
So
It is. So you already touched on it a little bit, just saying that it was, you know, something that has always been with you and it just comes from the soul. But what would you say was your moment or like your catalyst for you to say like, okay, no, this is my thing and this is what I do and I'm gonna do it?
honestly, it's been a whole journey. It's been a lot of ups and downs. Okay, so I was dancing at like 6 years old, but like all throughout my childhood, I wasn't into it. Like I forgot that it's what I loved. And then by the time I reached like 18, that's when I started going through this huge self-love journey. God. Like yeah, so I started slowly just doing it in my room, and then it kind of ties into sexuality, honestly, and sensuality. And women, we're naturally sensual beings. And for me, where I grew up, it was very shamed. Just moving sensually, moving your hips, like don't move like that. Like I don't know. It's just a weird mentality, a weird program around a woman moving her body sexually or sensually or alluring. So I'm just now really tapping back into that and just being like, F it. And just fully just being, and you kind of get lost in it. Like you're not even really thinking. It's just, that's why I call it 0 point. It's been a long ass journey, bro. Like just trying to like, because I've been suppressing that part of myself. And I really want to do burlesque. And I've kind of been trying, I guess, hide it or whatever.
So
I don't
for
know.
the people that don't know, what is burlesque?
So burlesque, actually, if you look up the word burlesque in the definition, it actually means mocking, to mock. But because there was like this whole thing with burlesque with drags, men would cross dress and dress up as women. So I guess it was mocking. But actually, it's actually so beautiful now, the transformation of it. It's like women, and also there's cross dressers and drags who do burlesque. It's basically kind of like there's like theaters that they like, there's like a stage, and there's like always a singer usually, and they play like usually like soft type of jazzy type of music, and they just kind of dance, and they usually make their own outfits. They're usually covered in like boas, feathers, and like they make these extravagant outfits. Sometimes it's even weird, and they just dance, and they kind of tease you and allure you, and to me it's art. Like it kind of outlines the woman's form, and usually a lot of them you don't have to, but they'll strip tease, which I love doing strip teases. If you're on my page, you'll see I did a few of them. And yeah, they'll just kind of tease you and then strip down and have like the little tassels. And it's just a fun, playful thing to like kind of admire the woman's form. And yeah,
Definitely. I like that. And we definitely support freedom of expression and women's empowerment here on ETV. So more power to you.
indeed.
So there was something that you mentioned that I had a question about. I know you said that growing up it wasn't necessarily encouraged. Where are you originally from?
And it's funny because I get that a lot. A lot of people assume that I'm from the islands, or sometimes I'll get like Africa, and I'm like, no, I'm just from Jacksonville, Florida.
Okay.
So yeah, I was born and raised here. But if you go back a few generations, a lot of family migrated from Georgia and North Carolina. So now we're just here in Florida. So but I mean, I feel like they're the homies. Like all the people, all the other melanated beings in the islands, they're all family. So
we all connected. We all connected. The reason I bring it up is because when you were saying what you were saying about just your upbringing and how things were looked on, I myself grew up in the South as well. So that's why I was immediately like, okay, South, probably so. But I didn't want to assume, so I wanted to ask. I'm originally from Georgia myself, and I can also speak to just the stereotypical Southern family
there's
structure.
this modesty, like, oh, you have to be modest, and you can only, but it's like we're all sexual beings, and we all crave sensuality, we all crave touch and love. So and to me, I don't separate sex from love. To me, my sexual expression is rooted in divine love, and that's purity. So I don't see why people are like trying to
Everybody don't operate like that.
Yeah, I know.
Everybody don't operate like that, which is why so many people approach it the way that they do, and there's so many things around it. But you know, that's the way it's supposed to be. When you have your head on straight, then you know what you're doing. I think even just going back to other people's opinions and maybe, you know, family may not always be as supportive. What is most important to you to keep you grounded and keep you focused on what's important to you?
Wow, I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of tough. Like especially when you're like in the living space with that family that doesn't support you.
Mm-hmm.
I honestly just God, like just your connection to
Yeah.
God. And just staying in meditation, prayer, and just I don't know, just staying in tune with my heart. Like the heart's never gonna lead you wrong. So like just silencing the mind and just following the heart, no matter where it's guiding you. Yeah.
That's game. That's game.
Because really, the fear is just all in your mind, and it's just. And I feel like women mostly, from my experience, we overthink everything, and I feel like men just kind of they kind of just be chilling, which is funny. But yeah, I'm trying to not overthink everything.
I admire that because it is important to, once you do set your spirit in a course, to follow through on that. You know what I'm saying? Because it's one thing to experience life and understand that, you know, people lie, but we never want to lie to ourselves. We want to always keep our word on the things that we say we'll do. So again, more power to you. What is your favorite thing about dancing and creative expression overall? What's your favorite thing that you get from it?
It's my favorite thing. Just the freedom to express. Just being present in the body, and you allow your body to release whatever stored emotions are there, because we do store a lot of emotions in our body, especially in our hips and our spine. So like releasing it and just like letting go and not caring, and like you go into this mindless state to where the mind is just completely shut off, and all you're doing is
all it's doing is operating the body.
All you're doing is just feeling, and that's just like, to me, that's ecstasy. I feel like you can reach this ecstatic bliss just through moving the body, especially women, so like, and just touching your body and like groping. And that's why I'm so into burlesque, because it's just kind of like it's very, I don't know, it's just the sensuality of it. It kind of reminds people to be in their bodies and to feel everything, because a lot of people are just so disconnected, and we get so stuck in the head that we forget to bring it down and just be in our bodies, and to feel pain, to feel pleasure, to feel everything.
Yeah, I agree. I've been working on this form of meditation recently, where you just take a second, you take a breath, and just acknowledge how you're feeling in your body. Like you say, a lot of times once I can get my brain going, I'm off. I'm going. Like it can go to the computer. So it's really nice to kind of just take a second, and like, this is why I like doing interviews outside and stuff too, because, you know, when the wind is blowing, it does kind of catch your attention and stuff like that. And it's really important that we are present, because even though the mind is a powerful tool,
it's a tool.
It's a tool.
You're not supposed to be like, you know, always in your mind. It's just something you use when you need it.
There was a book I was recommended by a friend, and it talked about finding the mind's off switch. No, seriously, it talked about finding the mind's off switch, because it opened up to say, you know, you can think whenever you want, but can you choose not to think whenever you want?
Yeah, that's
or
hard.
Does your mind just run on its own, you know? So like I say, just finding that off switch and being able to come back and just be present, it's a very, very euphoric feeling. I agree. When you were speaking about dancing, I was thinking about kind of my own form of relating to it, in that, like, I really like exercising and like lifting weights and stuff. And so, of course, a lot of stigma would be that, you know, you're just throwing around heavy stuff, but there's a lot that goes into it. So like you were saying, carrying tension in the hips and the lower part of the body. One thing I've really found a great benefit in is stretching. So now, before like every workout, I will specifically stretch my hips. I'm like, no, I'm serious, because like you say, the spine and the hips, it's crucial to your movement. You know what I'm saying? And we don't always realize how quickly you can lose those types of things.
Yeah. And I've recently been getting into yoga. And I'm really trying to do Pilates, because it's like, it's more of a yin thing and not a yang. And like I can't really do the HIIT workouts all the time, like maybe every now and then. But yeah, deep stretching is extremely important for everyone.
Stretch.
And a lot of men, it's not gay, like Come on, like
Stretch.
it's okay to like get down and like move your hips. Like that's
And
actually
what you look like a
extremely
grown man and can't
important.
move.
Yeah, and that's actually extremely important with love making too. You have to
It
have
is.
loose hips and
It
like
is.
movement. So that
Exactly.
might motivate you, I guess.
Hopefully so. Hopefully so. I know a lot of people skip it, but it's crucial. It's very important. So you were saying, you have those alternative forms of exercising that you like to do. I admire that because I also like to change it up because, again, it's just not good to just do one thing and just be rigid,
And a lot of people don't know that we actually go through cycles, just like the earth. But women actually go through more cycles in a month than men do. So we have like 4 different, I guess, periods. I know ovulation is one of them. There's a follicular phase. And like, there's even this lady, she posted about it, about she links her cycles. She plans the type of exercises and workouts she does around her cycle. So that way she's not going against her flow.
That is genius. So we know some of your favorite things. What would you say are some of your challenges that you face when it comes to creative expression, when it comes to dance? What are some things that maybe you experience where you're like, okay, this part is fun?
Honestly, for me, everything about dancing, even the parts that are like struggles, is fun. The only thing is sometimes I'll get caught up in people's opinions about me, or like how people view me, or if people will be able to receive me or not. Because I don't know, I low-key be like not wanting to be rejected in certain ways if I express a certain level of, I don't know, sensuality, I guess. I don't know, I just be in my head too much sometimes. But I love everything about, like, when it comes to yoga and dance, all the pain, the struggles, I love everything about it.
That's excellent. And that's how you know that you're really on course for your purpose, is when you found something where you're like, no matter how bad it gets, like, this is my thing and I'm doing it. Yeah, definitely. So then when you do experience those struggles, because I mean they do exist for all of us, what keeps you going?
Honestly, the passion and the purpose. The heart, there's like a flame in your heart that just you just keep going. Like, hey, I don't know how to explain it in words, but
woke up the Naruto
it's
saying
just
to me,
yeah, set your heart aflame.
No, seriously.
I was literally just watching Demon Slayers, but yeah.
Yes. Also pressure.
Oh yeah, I did want to mention something that came to me.
Oh yes.
I don't see how I could forget, but I do make I'm just gonna speak it. I do make music.
Okay.
I have a few songs written. Some of you might have seen me perform it a cappella because I don't have the actual instrumentals behind it. But I really feel like I'll be in the studio pretty soon. So yay.
we're gonna talk about that after the interview because I know some people. Yeah. Sure. All right. Cool. Dang, I done got all excited. I forgot what I was gonna ask you. Dang. Also, I'd be so happy to find out people do music. You play any instruments?
No, I do not. My body is the instrument.
The voice is an instrument.
I really tried. I had bought a guitar and everything. I was trying to learn it, but I'm like, I'm sorry, I just felt like I didn't have time because I'm trying to learn all these other things. Like, there's 1,000 things I want to learn and do, and I feel like I don't have enough time. And like right now, my focus is dance.
Yes.
I really want to play that guitar though, so bad.
One thing at a time, though, it's gonna come to you. It's gonna come to you. I promise.
Sure.
Okay, so throughout just your time in this realm with us on Earth, what would you say is your message that you want people to receive from the manner in which you live your life and the things you share?
Gosh, okay, I'm gonna let my heart speak. So just be present. Be present in the moment. We always try to, like, people are, like, I'm exhausted of just trying to plan my whole life out. I just feel like when you're just present in your heart, everything's gonna unfold right in front of you. And like, we are mass creators, people call it manifesting. I mean, you can call it that if you want, but like, we literally create the worlds, the universes, and then the lives, and then we go into the lives and we live them out. And you're literally manifesting, creating as you move throughout reality. And I wanted to say, I really want to scream it to the top of the roof. I really want to scream it at the rooftops that it's not about the money. It's not about the money. One more time. It's not about the money. The money is just a state of consciousness. It's just solidified breath. So if you really deep breathe, do breath work, some yoga, trauma, things that will help release the trauma from the body. You clear all that out and tap back into the Jyoti Atman, which is the true light of the soul, which is what my whole business was based off. It was Luminescence Crafts, but I'm rebranding everything because I'm tired of compartmentalizing myself. I'm just trying to like integrate it all into one, because it's not about the money at all. Like the money is just a form of energy, and really the true currency is inside of you. It's you. Like you are the creator of the whole reality and you're experiencing it. So now that's why I'm just following my heart, because not the money. And like I'm unemployed and like
and it's great.
And it's fucking wonderful.
It's great. The freedom is unmatched.
I know, right?
The freedom is
I just
unmatched.
feel like,
yeah.
And I even wrote a whole poem. A lot of you might have heard it. I really should just film it and post it. It's called Poison Ivy Green.
I remember that one. You did it at the greenhouse.
Yes.
And it was
I didn't
fire.
even know you were there.
Oh yeah. I'll be quiet. I'll be low key. I'll be in the back because I leave early because I'll be going to bed. No, I'm an old man. But no, I remember that was excellent.
Yeah. And it's just like people are really under a spell. We just get caught up in this thing that's outside of ourselves. And that's why I feel like people, like even in God we trust is on the money. I feel like people are worshiping the money as a God. And even God is not outside of you. God is in here. So like we are like pieces of God. So like I just feel like this whole money game is kind of silly. I feel like there's people suffering because of this cotton, and it's like we never left the fields. We're still picking cotton, and that's why. Oh, and be on the lookout. I'm gonna be doing. People are like, I'm gonna hold it and not tell anybody, but whatever. I'm gonna have some like events where it's just bartering and trading services for items for items, whatever, but like no money allowed. Like literally you guys just come with your creations, the creator within you, the talents you have, and we just trade and connect with each other as humans, please. And like and that's why I was just led to quit my 9-to-5, and then Spirit is just telling me like F the money. It's literally not about the money. You create reality. And just follow the heart, and the money's gonna. The money is a form of currency. The true currency is inside of you. Once you follow your true currency, all the flows will just flow to you. So like we're rich out here. Like I am rich.
You gonna spit poetry live at the same time while dropping games? All right.
Literally, and like also I really want to tell the viewers. I see a lot of like war against men and women. Can we kill that, please? Because we need each other. Because literally the form of reality is zeros and ones, the womb and the wand. And like it's a divine union, yin and yang. And men and women are literally manifestations of that energy. So like we kind of do need each other. I mean, enjoy your time while you have it to yourself. And you come whole, you balance that yin and yang within yourself. And then you meet the opposite, who has balanced the opposites within themselves, and then you come together, and it's such a beautiful divine union, and it's very like it's divine. Okay.
It is. Divine, not desperate. Please.
Indeed, just focus on you. Just follow your heart, and you're gonna meet the one who's for you. You're gonna get everything you deserve in life if you just follow your heart. It's the divine compass. It's the soul.
It is. Damn.
And like we're all wealthy. We're born wealthy. And I also don't like to see on the scene of artists, people are like, oh, I'm trying to make it big, or you're not a singer, sorry, singing's not for everyone. But I feel like singing is for everyone. Dancing is for everyone. We're humans. Our divine expression, ancestors were always singing, dancing, chanting. It is for everyone. Like people get so caught up in the highlights, but like we're all superstars. We're literally birthed from the stars. Like we're never not that. Like we're rich, we're abundant. We are the celebrities. Like it's just so funny. Like,
yeah, it is, but it's not at the same time.
It is, but it
really
isn't.
Out here blind with it.
Yeah,
like,
definitely.
Yeah. But I'm happy to know that you can see.
Yes, and I just have so much love. Like my journey right now is like the business is me. Like people are like separating. Like the business is me. I am the business. Like it's not separate. I don't feel like I have to compartmentalize myself. The sexual, the wild, the sensual, the peaceful, the childlike, the playful is all me. It's all integrated, and we all have these aspects of ourselves. So I really do want to make people very uncomfortable expressing myself, because it's gonna show them a mirror. Like, okay, why is this making me uncomfortable? What is it that I need to look within myself to deal with?
Right, exactly.
And like I just want to just spread love and joy and bliss and pleasure, and literally that is Aphrodite to me, and I'm fully embodying that goddess, and I'm gonna get everything I ever want. Is in due time. I'm just being in the moment and flowing with it. I'm just breathing. I'm just breathing. Like I'm gonna be here for a breath, and then I'm gonna be going to the next realm. Like I'm about to live it up. I'm not about to. Like I'm finna turn up. I'm not about to waste it on a job chasing something that I created. We created this collectively.
Literally.
I feel like we messed up somewhere along the way.
You know what? I don't know if I want to be included in we yet.
Yeah. Because I'm just like, I'm not co-signing this anymore.
Yeah, nah, I never approve. If you want to know, I never approve. Okay. Suffering can be addicting. It can. But I'm just spreading the love and the light. I don't approve of that either.
And yeah, so if anyone's into the bartering and exchanging, and I want to guide people back to bartering and trading, without the money, like anybody's open to that. I offer my services as well, and I do a lot of different things that we did name previously.
Yeah, plug it up, let's hit them
all at once.
Go ahead, I got you.
Okay, so I do sensual dance healing sessions. I can do it for men and women. I was kind of off. I can do it for men and women.
Yeah, you might have to get your security, but yeah.
Because men just be wilding.
Yeah,
but
men be wilding.
I think I just intuitively choose who I would have in the session.
Trust the spirit.
And I'm a dancer. If you ever need a dancer or performer, I do burlesque type dancing. I can dance with flames, which is lit. I do all different types of forms of dancing. I can also do child appropriate things. I love working with children. I'm also a singer, rapper, poet, dancer, model, cook. If you need a chef, and I do make natural desserts. I don't use white processed sugar or anything that's white and processed.
No,
that sounded so.
No.
I'm sorry.
No. You have full support of PTV on that. Go ahead.
But yeah, like the white flour and the white sugar is so bad, and I'm actually very proud of myself. I broke my sugar addiction in less than a month because I was just fasting back to back. It's definitely crack.
Yeah. I ain't even gonna argue with you.
And yeah, I mean, if I do consume it, like if I'm traveling, it's kind of hard to avoid it. I'd have to do it in extremely small doses. I'm still trying to indulge a little bit, you know.
It'll get you though. It's a slippery slope.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, I do make natural desserts. I use natural sweet things like dates, coconut, bananas, things that are naturally sweet, and I make really good desserts. So I'm thinking about selling those just to give people options, healthy options that kind of wean them off of that sugar, but something sweet to still have, you know.
I think there is a good market for it. I know a lot of people who have been more conscious about their diet, just more intentional about what they've been putting into their bodies, and sugar is crack. So people have been having tough times finding alternatives. So
at least do cane sugar. I think a good weaning would be getting off of white sugar and maybe going to cane sugar because it's not white. It still has its I'm sorry. It's not. It hasn't.
We ain't gonna say what we think.
Yeah. If you know, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, cane sugar, and then there's monk fruit, sugar, which is a really healthy alternative. And they have date syrup. You guys, there's so many alternatives. They have date syrup. They have honey. They have agave. Like, there's so many natural sweeteners, you know. And I use brown sugar, if anything.
Yeah, facts. Yeah. But yeah. I actually just seen one today. They make honey now, and they'll put it like in like a plastic pouch with a spout on it and everything, so you don't even have to squeeze it.
Oh wow, that's dope.
Yeah, you can just pour it. Yeah. So there's definitely alternatives. There's definitely options. Okay, so you shared with us your message.
Be loved. Be free.
Yeah.
You are abundant. You are everything. You are love. You are divine. You are source. Really, I mean.
We are the universe experience in itself.
Indeed. It's kind of trippy, honestly.
It is. That's why I try not to think about it too hard.
Don't think about it too much.
Think about it too much.
If you want to spiral down the rabbit hole.
Yeah, there's a difference between 0 point and void. It's not the same thing.
Yeah.
It's not. So, my next question
I mean, it kind of is.
It kind of is.
But not really.
It's not. No.
Don't be Alice. Don't be Alice.
Yeah, please.
Don't chase the rabbit. That's literally like the mind, right?
The rabbit white. Anyway, so my question for you was going to be, so when it's all over with, how do you want to be remembered? What's the
I want
story that you want to
people,
leave behind?
like, when I pass, I want people to be like, she was bold, she was brave, she was just a badass, and like she didn't take no for an answer. She followed the flow, the sound of her own drums. She danced to the sound of her own drums. She was courageous, and she was stubborn as fuck.
Okay.
I just want to be remembered as the person who spread so much love and joy, and I am embodying bliss and love and joy, and I want to spread it and share it with other people. Like, bliss is here. All you have to do is tap in.
And something that occurred to me not too long ago, how people always say, like, ignorance is bliss?
It really isn't, though.
But it can be, but what the thing is, other people don't tell you is that enlightenment is bliss as well.
Definitely.
And that's bliss without stress.
Yeah, but I can see both sides, because now, like, being enlightened and like being my eyes open to so much stuff, I'm like, I low key be like, when I was going through my fasting, I was just meditating, fasting, and I was just in solitude. I really felt like, I don't know if y'all saw that meme. I really felt like I felt like Squidward looking out the window at Patrick and SpongeBob running around. Like, literally. And it's just like, dang, they having fun over there and all their ignorance. Dang.
Hey, dumbasses.
And that's why, and that comes back to balance. Like, when you go through the like ascension, you have to like, you go and you come back, you activate the bioluminescence, and then you come back and you find balance. So that's like where I'm at. I'm like, okay, I did all this fasting, and I come to so many realizations. It's like, I don't need food. Like, you see me with my watermelon juice. Like, I can literally live off of I can literally live off of watermelon juice. Like, we only need the liquids. Our body, that's why I was like tapping into God body. It's like, shit, we don't need food. They've been lying to us. They're trying to get us to eat 3 times a day, because your chi, most amount of your chi flows through here, your soul. I mean, come on. That's what children of the sun. It flows through here, and they want us to keep eating food, and so where you have to use you takes life force to digest food, when you can really just fill it with breath. So I feel like my stomach is like, I don't need that food, I just need your breath. Fill me up with breath. That's pure ether. That's life.
Yeah.
But then I'm like, now that I'm up here, I'm looking at food, and I'm like, damn, it's just to me, it's just a pleasure, it's a leisure. And that's why I feel like we have comfort food, because that's why I'm like, love is all you need, literally. When you tap into that love essence, it'll just keep you flowing and going, and you won't even need to consume anything at all. Maybe water, because we are made of a lot of water.
We definitely water.
It's definitely better to drink your fruits because of the H3O, I believe. But to me, like, now food is just a leisure, and that's why I feel like when people say you're cooking with love, you can just go, love is the primary. So like food, and I broke my addiction. I'm so proud of myself for breaking that addiction, because I was actually an emotional eater. Ever since I was like 8 years old, I've always been emotional eating. I've always been attracted to sugary things, because that's actually correlated with needing love, and I realized I was never really getting that to the extent that I needed it. So now when I'm tapping into self-love and like purging, I don't emotionally eat anymore. So
that is excellent. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thanks. Snaps for that.
So yeah, like, we don't even need, it's just crazy reaching a state of consciousness where like, wow, I actually don't need anything but my breath. And then it's like, what now? Now you just go enjoy in moderation. It's really all about balance. Like, I see breatharians, I feel like that's an extreme. To where they're like damn near not in their bodies anymore. And like monks be in the mountains away from humans. I'm like, I didn't come here to like do that. I came here to like experience other humans, God in all the forms, and like have amazing sex and like eat amazing food.
Do that in the mountains if you ain't got no food.
Well, yeah, it's all about balance.
It is.
And don't deny any parts of yourself. Like, because I was
hold on before you even go forward, just one more time.
Don't deny any parts of yourself. Like, even if you're like a narcissistic, or like even if you're a bit of a bitch, just acknowledge it and be like, hey, I'll be a bitch sometimes. And I
acknowledge it, you can work on it.
Definitely. And like, I just realized, I mean, sometimes I can be a bitch. Like, it depends on how hot my flame gets. I'm a very peaceful, calm person, but like lately I've been under so much pressure, like spiritually, emotionally. I'm just like, I'm about to get my shit. Like, I'm about to get what I want. Nobody's stopping me. And I'm like, dang, I can really be a bitch. And I'm just like, I'm tired of like pretending, stroking people's egos and making people so comfortable. Even if I'm speaking truth, I'm like, I'm gonna speak truth regardless, no matter how uncomfortable it makes you.
That's the way it's supposed to be.
And like, and I've tried denying like my sexual side. Don't do that.
Nah,
That's what you don't want to play that game, because eventually it's gonna come out of a cage on you, and you're gonna probably do something crazy. So just integration of all the things.
So what I picked up from you today is awareness and balance.
Awareness, balance, being present in the moment and present in the breath. Present in the moment, in the breath. Wait, I'm sorry. There's this thing I had came up with earlier. It was like the 3 B's.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm just sorry.
Breath,
that's how my mind works. Breath, be in the body, mind your body, your breath, and your business.
Oh, facts.
I feel like there was another one, but
mind your body, breath, and
body, breath, balance, business. I don't know. I have this thing in my brain where I like it when all the letters are like, anyways.
Yeah, that's how I'm gonna remember it, for real. She told me to mind my body, breath, and business.
And it's time to honor. I really feel like this is extremely important. And I'm also getting into Tantra. I'm sorry, I don't want to make this too long. I don't know if you had like a limit, but we really need to really honor sacred sexuality. It literally is the base of all reality, because we're all born from it. And that's all of creation. And it's just been so perverted and warped. And a lot of people are just running around with trauma and pain, dumping it on each other. And we got to stop doing that. We have to actually heal.
Yes.
And we need community. Like, y'all don't have to go through stuff alone. I hear so many of my dope ass friends be like, I ain't got nobody. Like, no, you got me. Like, we need each other. Like, you need someone. I'm here. Like, I'm holding space. I want to hold space first for myself, and that's what I've been doing, and I feel fucking amazing. And hold space for my community, like my brothers and sisters. Like, and literally that's all in life that matters to me, is holding space and love for my brothers and sisters, and traveling and enjoying the planet and creation with my brothers and sisters, and spreading love, like, and creation, collaboration, and connection.
Facts. Agreed. Okay, so before we do finish this interview, do you have anything coming up that we should be on the lookout for? Anything that you want to announce? Anything that you want to plug? Anything that you want to shout out the homies back home? Whatever that may be.
I was going to do a sensual dancing session today, but honestly, I'm tired. I need to rest. And
listen to your body as well.
Yeah, like, I don't know. Just, I don't know why I've been so tired. Like, I was dancing with the burners last night, and like, it just took a lot out of me. So, honestly, I'm gonna be dancing most likely on Saturday at the Riverside Arts Market. I'll just be popping up and just dancing.
Okay.
And I'll be like walking around trying to do barters with people.
Okay. With
my jewelry. So I should be doing that Saturday most likely, and then Art Walk. I'm gonna be at Art Walk dancing.
Okay.
So. And selling my stuff. I like walk around, try to sell my stuff, but I usually get so caught up in dance and I forget. But yeah.
All right, bet. Well, thank you so much for joining me for this interview.
No problem.
It's been an absolute pleasure.
Indeed.
Thank you again for watching Heat TV. Stay tuned for the next episode.